Welcome back, gang. Little bonus feature episode here in our trip out to Cold War Motors. We were lucky enough to meet up with Roy Markos from Roy Markos Garage, and he brought his C50 out to let us have a peek. Now, some people are into Hellcats and, you know, Roush supercharged Mustangs. This is what we look for in a classic vehicle. The history in this truck is the amount of miles and 4 guys stuffed in it in the late 60s going to do you said it was in Alberta. Well, he'll explain it all to us, gang. We're gonna take a quick look around it. Roy's gonna tell us where he got the truck from, some history on it, and some details on it. We hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching, gang. Check it out.
Wreck the new paint.
Yeah. Just act like it's my truck. Just walk up, be like, yeah, I'm just gonna throw a decal on here.
Dodge decal on a Chevy.
Oh, and I messed it up.
Dodge inspired.
Gotta line it up with the cracks on the tailgate handle.
Yeah.
There we go, that looks good. Hey, we got that deco on the back window of our Dodge.
Yeah, I know.
No, that's good.
So this is what year is it?
67. Chevy C50. Farm truck. It started out actually as an Alberta Highway Works truck. So they painted it yellow, and then when they sold it, they painted it back to the original green.
So it came green.
Yeah.
They painted it yellow because it was a highway truck in Alberta.
And
then they gave it a quick green splash.
And it was a two-tone truck when it was born. It had white. You can see remnants of the white.
like Betsy. It had a white roof and a green. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're gonna go back to?
Yeah, because then it has a divider strip.
Yep.
And with the white.
White roof, green body and bed.
The only thing is I made it a radio delete, and the truck actually had a radio. It had that option when it was new. I even found a cowl that didn't have an antenna hole in it, so.
Fix this?
Fix all that, yeah, and then just leave some dents and patina on the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same as my truck, basically.
Yep.
Same kind of idea. Just pull on it?
Yep. And then it's the same one in this is the same one as well.
250?
Yeah.
Nice.
73 to 77, it's been changed. That's why it's also blue.
I think it's got the big truck motor mount in the front.
Yeah,
I
the
love
big
that.
horseshoe mount, yeah.
Have you thought about getting rid of the single pot master?
I do want to change that to a dual, yeah. I just have to, it's a fairly big, I don't know if I got to do some calculations and find out what I can put in there for...
Full-size camper special Dodge uses this big 9/16
line?
Yeah. Have you found, how big are your spindles? Probably pretty, it's a, what, a 3-ton?
It's 2.5.
Yeah, so, because if you got the right size spindle, you can put rotors on the front.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That's the whole option of whether I go with a disc, we just probably just upgrade the axle.
Does it stop pretty good now?
It stops really good now.
Yeah. Don Wheaton. We have, what was it, Dave Wheaton or?
Dave Wheaton.
Dave Wheaton.
It's a pretty well-known dealership in Edmonton. It was on White Avenue. Don Wheaton. It's not there anymore though, is it? Yeah, they finally closed down.
So, is that the same as a regular C-Series Chevy truck, the cowl?
Yeah, so the cowl is the same, the windshield's the same. The doors you can make work, but it's got a corner notch in the front.
Okay.
Obviously the glass, all the interior trim is the same.
Yeah.
But the floor obviously it's set back. So you have a different floor, bigger tunnel in there.
Firewall.
The heater's the same, but it just has a spacer.
Okay.
Yeah. And the seat is a 74 seat, but I got a little mileage on it. I didn't have the original seat; it was long gone.
That's good, man.
Yeah. I just gotta do the rust repair. It's just floor skins. All the supports are good. It's just floor stuff.
Well, you can get everything, right?
You can, yeah. The cab corner rockers will be the same. Just have to modify them a little bit.
Yeah.
Then there's a patch panel I can put in here and then do the rest of it myself. Just build the pieces.
Yeah, yeah.
What sucks, I had a set of these door panels years ago when I was doing a guy's truck, and I saved them. I don't know where they went. They were mint, and I wish I could find them. I don't know what happened to them because it's been. I want steel door panels back on it again.
So where did you find the truck?
It was just west of Edmonton, by the Enoch Reserve, but it's what's the name? I'm trying to think of the name of that place.
Was the bed on it?
No, the bed wasn't on it. So this was 44.5 inches longer with a deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So it's 44.5 inches been chopped out of the frame,
Yeah.
and then
Shortened so the long box would fit on it.
That's right. Yeah. And the reason I used that number was because that was the length of one drive shaft.
Yeah.
And it was close enough. I didn't want to have to get a drive shaft made, but
Well, with the you get rid of, and this is close enough. Like this is no problem.
No, it's no big deal. I could have got a little closer. There's a guy down in the States that was doing a YouTube channel or had a truck like this too. And I gave him the measurements, what he would need to go to. And then so we got like an inch and a half closer. So.
This bed must have been off like
it's a 68.
Diane or something.
Yeah, it was a 68 camper special truck.
Okay.
So it has the markers, but they'll be built in for 67.
I'd run them. Not looking at restoring it correctly to 67. I love those markers. You get the double ones.
The double ones, yeah, those are like 71 twos.
Yeah. Who cares?
No, you'd make it your own truck.
Make it your own truck. I mean, the thing came as a C50 flat deck. You've already shortened it and changed everything. Make it the truck that you would have ordered if you could, right?
Right, exactly.
That's what I'm doing to Betsy.
Just do it the way you want.
Yeah.
I was thinking about when I incorporate the fender flares to put on markers on that.
Yeah, yeah,
and
true.
use that
Yeah.
one, right? Yeah. So.
You should use first gen Dodge.
Yeah, if I could get a set, they're hard to come by. So.
I know where there's 4.
Really?
Yeah. I can get you a set.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Save a lot of time.
You can buy a brand new set for $350. But
Oh, you can?
yeah.
Okay.
But I know where there's a couple sets. Like, I mean, they might have a little crack down here you gotta
You
fix,
fix.
but
And they're fiberglass.
yeah,
Yep.
and they're darn near that radius, and they're just circle. They're not
Yeah,
like
there's no
big,
shape to
goofy.
them.
No.
Yeah.
They'd look wicked on this
Yeah,
truck.
they would.
Yeah.
That would look good. I thought about those. I just never could come across a set.
There's way see on the West Coast, trucks last way longer.
Yeah.
Like I can think of 2 or 3 dualies that are just parked that have fenders on them that were gassers, right?
Yeah.
You just get fenders off them. So what's in the back? It's got a split axle, isn't it?
That's got a 2-speed rear end.
Is it a like a Spicer?
No, I'm just trying to get the name. It's not a Spicer though. It's
I'm trying to remember.
yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Eaton.
Eaton.
That's it.
That's
Eaton
right.
axle. That's correct.
Yeah, and it's got those weird.
Vacuum shift, not
Yeah.
electric shift.
It's got those weird U-bolts.
They go at an angle.
Yeah. So weird. I love it. How many miles are on it, Roy?
Oh, it's almost 100,000. I didn't. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's not the original speedometer. The original one at home.
I'm
It may
guessing
have.
you built this in.
No, I didn't. That's
Here?
all I did. I changed the gasket. I painted it.
Yeah.
Right. So the valve covers. I did the valve cover gaskets, and I got an oil pan I have to put on yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Although I might change out this engine for something different, but no, I'm not going to go bigger. I'm not going to go like
Yeah,
Roy or anything.
no.
Yeah.
Doesn't need it, man. It's just a fun truck, right?
Yeah.
I love the original air can.
I'm finding little things like there's a guy, there's a hood and stuff I'm getting. It's got a vent in here which has an air box, and then it has a tube that goes up to the air cleaner.
That'll go to that?
Yeah. Well, it'll be a different air cleaner, but it goes to the basically to there.
Okay.
The reason I took this off, it had a big snout on it, but it kept rotating around as you drove, and it's just hard on the carburetor, so I just took it off. Keep it from vibrating around.
I love the simplicity of it.
Yeah, it's very simple. There's nothing to it. That's what, I love stuff like that. I'm not I'm not into complicated, fuel injection, all that kind of stuff.
It's an amazing machine. I love it. I absolutely love it. Where did you find another hood for one of these?
School bus.
Oh, yeah, I
they
guess
ran the
so,
school
eh?
buses.
That explains why it's black.
Yeah, they ran that all the way up until like almost the
80s,
80s.
yeah.
With the same front clip.
Yeah.
So I also got these off the school bus. They were mint, and then I had them
Nice.
powder coated. So those
So
are
you could
powder
probably,
coated.
if you found another one, you could probably find a mint set of these
Yeah,
too.
so the one I had was a GMC front end that I
Yeah.
bought. So I got 2 Chevy ones lined up. One's I got to buy the whole school bus. I got to figure out where to put it.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other one is I'm buying the front clip, which will give me some parts. So, and then I got an original bumper off that one, both off the bus and the truck. So I'd probably go back to the original bumper instead of the straight one. I'd use the straight one, but somebody clipped the corner and slightly bent. So, but it works.
Good to me. Love the old 5-lug wide spread wheel.
Well, it's actually a 10-lug wheel.
Yeah,
They just only have 5 lugs.
they
on
only
it.
have 5 lugs.
If you got the 7,000-pound axle, it would have all 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says 327 or
It was a 327 originally.
See? And that was enough.
There you go.
It really was. So, you got this truck in, you know, they ordered it and it showed up in 1970, right?
Well, 67.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
67, 68. It's got a 327 in it.
Mm-hmm.
4-speed with a split axle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet you it worked perfectly for them all the way up until they got retired and
Well, they probably used it for 20 years,
Yeah.
close to it. And then the engine probably was replaced by highway, like the.
oh, they probably
the
replaced it
Alberta
because
highway.
the engine wore out.
Yeah,
And
and then when it became a farm truck for a little while, it was for Alpha Farms or something like that. With the decker on the door. That's what the number is, 34. I guess
Yeah.
that's what it's.
that was their number.
There, I guess the number for maybe the fleet number.
Yeah.
And then after that, a guy bought it privately out of Nisku, and then it got parked. He did a few things. He took the original bench out. He put buckets, but they weren't mounted, and they're out of some Japanese car. They didn't really suit the truck
Yeah,
at
they
all.
didn't suit the truck.
And then these brackets, if you want to see, these are, I haven't even shown these really yet. This is just an intermediate bracket that I've made between the 67, 72 seat and the 73 seat. So it's still, everything works. I just have to take them out, gusset them, and then I'm going to paint them and put them back in.
nice.
They're just so, there's
But
no,
they work, yeah.
nothing's
They work.
welded, everything's bolted to original
Yeah.
bolts.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing with the front seat in my 93.
Yeah.
Those buckets are just horrendous. It's the same captain's chairs that Dodge used in.
Oh, yeah.
They're just horrible. So we got the seat out of the 04 parts truck. It's a nice cloth, newer Ram with the same thing that's in that,
Right.
but cloth and all power.
Yeah, and then you get all this
Well,
storage
and it's just,
everything,
it's
cup
comfortable.
holders.
Like here,
Exactly.
all the way out here, no sore back, no sore numb legs, nothing, right?
This seat is very comfortable too.
Oh, these are
especially more than the original seats that were in these trucks.
So what are the slots for in the...
Well, they were probably to run the hydraulics for the boxes where it had a PTO.
Oh, okay.
I removed the PTO that was still on it. Put
Yeah.
a cap on the transmission, but I still have to do that other transmission for it. It's the same one, just this one pops out a third really hard. So.
Oh, but if you hold it, it'll stay in.
If you hold it, it'll push your hand out. It's pretty bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's got a few miles on her.
Yeah. So I have another transmission, and I bought a whole bearing set and everything I'm going to put in.
And what trans is it? Like, is it
The
a...
SM420.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's before the 425 there.
Yep.
Yeah. I think they only ran in 67 was the last year, but it dates all the way back until 50s.
So, we didn't really cover a lot about this here. As you can see, Roy Markos C50 has a long box on it. While this didn't start out with the length where the long box lines up with the rear diff and looks nice and clean. It was, well, you know what? I'm going to let Roy tell you how much he cut out of it and what he did.
Yes, I took 44.5 inches. The reason I came up with that number was that was the length of one of the drive shafts. But well, how I did that was with a Z cut. And it comes to, actually you can see it here, it's a vertical cut here, and it goes straight across between these two lines and straight up here. And these were factory holes in the frame, so I was able to line those up and get a good measurement and cross measure. And then after welding it, I was able to drill these out so there's no stress point in the corner for cracking.
Yeah, looks great.
Also,
you got
also I V'd the metal so that you got a good penetration weld in there, and then
Yeah.
of course I went over the backside of it. So
How many steady bearings did this truck have
just
when it
had the
started?
2, so now it just has
So
one.
now it just has one steady bearing, and that is what that's called underneath there. The center carrier bearing is called a steady bearing because it steadies the drive shaft.
Yeah, when you go to order a part, that's what they call it in the parts
Yep,
book.
absolutely.
Yeah. So
Awesome. Well, we've covered pretty much everything with the C50 gang. So, how did you come across something this random, Roy? Like, where did you find it?
okay, so I was got sent a picture about a square body for sale. Neighbor, this
Okay.
friend of mine, his neighbor was selling a square body 4x4
Chevy.
Chevy.
Okay.
And it was a short box. Wasn't into it. He wanted quite a bit of money for it. So anyway, this thing was in the background, and I was looking for a C50 project. Just
Who
in the
isn't?
back of my mind, right? like, well, it's like that fire truck.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So anyway, I said, how much for that? He goes, $300, right? Super cheap. So I went down to look at. I was really excited about it. I got there.
Yeah, $300 bucks. How
Like
did
I
you go
couldn't
wrong?
get the door open, the windows wouldn't roll down. There was, there was moss growing out of everything, right?
Oh.
And so I did get it running though in that video.
Yeah.
All I had to do was
Make sure you
prime
check
it.
that out, guys. Go to Roy Markos Garage and check out. You'll see all kinds of videos on this. Anyways.
Yeah. So then when I almost didn't buy it. I told the guy, look, I'm not that interested. It's a lot of
It's a
work.
bit
I know it's
more
$300
than
because then I got to transfer it and all that
Oh,
stuff.
sometimes they're just too much, right?
Yep. So anyway, he said, no, why don't you take it and sell it and make some money? And the guy that was a neighbor was able to drive it to his house on an acreage.
You do the work, okay? Get it out
Yeah,
of
and
here.
then so I put it on Kijiji, and somebody was interested in the truck down by Calgary, and he kept sort of putting it off. Oh, my cat was sick and all that kind of thing, and didn't have the money. So I went out there to move the truck because it had snowed, and we didn't want it buried in the far back for him to pick it up. And in the process of moving it, the heater was working, it was warm, it was running for a while, and we got it back up to the front so this guy could pick it up. And then I kind of fell in love with the truck. And then when he kind of did that one more, like, hey, I can't make it, I just, I kept
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I, just
That's
started
the
by
sign
doing things.
that makes you go, you know what?
It's meant to
I'm
be.
this far in.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my truck.
And you know what? Once I started doing the little things, and I started looking at trucks that were, more money than that, like $2,500, I'd go look at them, and I find, they got the same rust here. They got the same rust
Except
in
they
the
don't
floor.
run and drive.
And a lot of them don't stop.
Yeah,
This one,
they don't
the
stop.
brakes, and the tires weren't terrible on
Isn't
this
that
thing.
the biggest thing that people always don't think of? Oh, will it run? Will it run? Will it run? Like,
Well, will it drive and stop?
Will
Will
it
it drive
stop?
a bull?
Like-
Yeah.
Scott from Cold War started the Will It Run on YouTube, but he also did Will It Stop? The episode with I can't remember, I think it was a Belvedere, and them trying to get the brakes to work.
Oh,
Because that's the other half of it, right?
Yeah.
You can't drive it.
And something like this, it's not like you go into your local bumper to bumper and say
No.
I need brake shoes. It just doesn't exist. So
This isn't a Mustang
no.
where you just order brake shoes and pads for it, and I know that too, because dealing with the swept lines, it's the same thing. My truck being a camper special, it's got these monster drums on it, and all the brake lines are 9/16, and
Oh yeah. It's different.
whereas his truck, Master, shoes, wheels, like
Yeah.
Lordco had them in stock.
Yeah, they
They're the
probably
same
ran
thing
for
that
20
they
years.
use. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. What a sweet, sweet rig. I love it when people say things that aren't normal.
Well, I love it. I get a lot of compliments. It's interesting. I was at the drive-thru the other day, and this lady, came out of Tim Hortons, and she's like, oh, and she was in tears. Like, this is the truck I learned how to drive on
Yeah.
the farm.
Yeah.
Same color and everything. So
Well, and the amount of work groups that all summer long toughed it out in the heat, doing whatever in this thing. It's just
Exactly,
the
yeah.
history of it. Awesome. Well, thanks, Roy.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
Glad you like it.
Guys, make sure you check out Roy Markos Garage on YouTube. Great channel. And don't forget to subscribe. It's free. All you got to do is hit that button. Hit the thumbs up. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe. Big Easy and Roy Marco. We'll see you on the next one.